Los Angeles is an entertainment mecca and home to the stars of the movie and television industry. And when it comes to sports, one of the brightest stars is Dodgers pitcher Clayton Kershaw, the three-time Cy Young Award winner and reigning MVP. Tonight, Mike Leake gets his first look at the Giants-Dodgers rivalry as he tries to be the stopper in a matchup with Kershaw. Final game of the series, Giants-Dodgers, next.
One more night here at Dodger Stadium as we get ready for Giants baseball. Final game of this three-game series, Giants and Dodgers. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the first two games have gone to the Dodgers, so the Giants have their work cut out for them in a lot of ways. And maybe the biggest challenge is Clayton Kershaw. He'll be on the hill, but Mike Leake's been pretty good lately as well.
Well, again, it figures to be all about pitching. It figures to be a one-run ball game. It figures to be who makes the least amount of mistakes and who takes advantage of the most opportunities. I mean, that's what this series has been all about. For Kershaw, his reputation is stellar, obviously, against this Giants team. This year, however, they have figured him out. And they do have a secret weapon in their lineup, and that is in the form of Marlon Byrd, who's got great lifetime numbers. And for Leake, obviously his best opportunity on the mound as a Giant. And you win a game like this, you endear yourself to Giants fans forever. And I think that's what he'll try and do.
All right, should be fun tonight. Remember, Leake gets to swing the bat against Kershaw, which is always fun. That's Leake. And, of course, Kershaw. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update right after this.
on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
The Dodgers have taken the field here at Dodger Stadium, led by Clayton Kershaw. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Always a great time to get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. 73 degrees here at the yard. You see the winds are light, humidity at 71%, and it is clear. The lineup that will face Kershaw looks like this. It'll be Pagan, Blanco, and Duffy. Buster Posey this year against the Dodgers, very good. Bird, Belt, and Tomlinson. Adrianza gets another start with Crawford on the shelf, and Leake will hit ninth.
On the hill tonight for the Dodgers will be the big left-hander Clayton Kershaw, 6'4", 225-pounder. He's 27 years old, and he's in his 8th year at the big league level. This is what he has done in 26 starts, 11-6 with a 2.24 ERA. And look at the strikeouts, 236 and 185 innings against just 33 walks. How does he do it? You're going to see a low to mid-90s fastball. He'll cruise it at the low 90s until he gets to a 2-strike, and he'll reach back and he'll get a little mid-90s velocity. He's got a big curveball, one of the best in the game from a high 3/4 release. He's got a hard slider, and he'll mix in a changeup occasionally.
So here's Pagan, and Kershaw's first pitch of the ball game is a called strike. So we get started right on time at 7:10. And the 0-1 to Pagan, and Pagan hooks it foul. Pagan back with the Giants and started last night, went 1 for 4. He does have 5 lifetime doubles off of Kershaw. This guy ended up with it.
Yeah, right guy got it.
You wear that T-shirt, you're going to get a ball.
True heart. Total true heart.
And this little pop-up is down the right field line and out of play.
Kershaw against the Giants lifetime 14-7. This year, however, 0-2.
See Mike Malinsky behind the dish, then Wagner, Foster, and Mike Winters. Winters, the crew chief.
Malinsky's a low ball umpire, and he can be very, very tight. And early in the game, he will miss some breaking balls. But usually as the game gets on, he gets better.
Blanco on deck, a left-handed hitter, and then Duffy. The 1-2 is down low, and they're going to say he went around. And Pagan not happy with Mark Wagner. Giants really aren't happy with this crew, period.
Well, that's a swing. Close, but no cigar.
So here's Blanco. Blanco 3 for 7 in the series. 5 for 20 lifetime against Kershaw. And he shoots one out of play.
Let's take a look at the Dodgers defensively behind Kershaw, starting in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Crawford, Peterson, and Ethier. Rollins and Turner will be on the left side of the infield. Utley back in the lineup, joined by Gonzalez on the right side, and Yasmani Grandal. He's in the squad, putting down the sides.
A big curveball, and it's now 0-2.
It's a good curveball, and it's a good slider. It's a good fastball. It's a good changeup. Everything he has is good.
So Blanco takes a pretty good rip. Blanco trying to get on for Duffy, and then Posey is Peterson is going to put it away. 2 out.
Now that fly ball gives you an idea of the carry in this ballpark tonight. It has been a live field this whole series, and tonight will be no exception. This carry from line to line.
Third baseman number 5, Matt Duffy.
So here's Duffy. Duffy 4 for 12 in his big league at bats against Clayton Kershaw. Three for 10 so far in this 3-game series.
That is what we're talking about, how Malinsky will miss breaking balls early in the game. Can't throw a better breaking ball than this.
Duffy on the ground to third. And Turner will make the play. And that'll end the inning. Leak coming out. Will be Rollins in the leadoff spot as we take a look at the Dodger lineup, followed by Utley, Gonzalez. Justin Turner will hit cleanup. Then it's Andre Ethier, who's got good numbers against Leak. Then it'll be Crawford, Grandal, Peterson, and Kershaw.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the 27-year-old Mike Leake, right-hander, 5'10", 190-pounder. He's in his 6th year at the big league level. This is what he has done in 24 starts with the Reds and the Giants. 9-6 with a 3.53 ERA. 105 strikeouts, 155 and a third. He is a guy that likes to pitch to contact. He will pitch for strikeouts when the situation warrants it. How does he get you out? You'll be a low 90s fastball that he will sink and cut, more sink than cut. And he's right. You'll see a lot of ground balls. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup. Very good athlete. Fields his position well.
Here's Rollins. Rollins hitting at 222. He takes a strike. He's 4 for 11 in the series. With his old teammate from the Philly days, Utley on deck in the 0-1 to Rollins is way up high and away as that ball got away from Mike Leake. There's Utley. Duffy is in at the edge of the grass at third. 2 balls and a strike. Leake is a get it and go. He does not wait around. And a strike. It's 2-2.
Good curveball. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Mike Leake tonight for the Giants. Starting in the outfield, it'll be Blanco, Pagan, and Bird. Adrianza and Duffy on the left side of the infield. Brandon Crawford getting a little closer to the lineup, but still nursing a sore calf. Tomlinson and Belt on the right side of the infield. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Brandon Crawford is still banged up. So Bruce Bochy hoping that he'll see Crawford maybe tomorrow night in the lineup. Utley hitting at .214. Had 2 hits the other night. In that 14-inning game, he was 2 for 7. And those are his lifetime numbers against Mike Leake.
Not a lot of hits in 15 at-bats, but he does have a home run and a double.
This is foul down the left field line and out of play. 1 and 2.
Leake is a guy that likes to work a quick pace. Like a lot of sinker ballers, and he doesn't Jimmy Jack around out there too much in the mound. Get it, go.
Hit on the ground. It'll be Tomlinson who will throw out Utley.
Mike Leake, if you're going to take at-bats against him, you're going to see something hard about 70% of the time. Cutters and sinkers. You've got 3 specialty pitches, a curveball, slider, and a changeup. And he'll use whatever the hot hand is that particular night. And that's one of the strengths that Leake has, is he will adjust as to what's working at any point in the game.
Gonzalez hitting at .286. First pitch at the knees for a called strike.
Good velocity on the fastball at 94.
He's 4 for 11 in this 3-game series. And this has rolled the belt, and that's going to end the inning. Strikeout, 2 ground balls. Posey, Bird, Belt coming up.
Is brought to you by Bay Area Mini.
Well, season ticket members, you should have received your postseason invoice via email. If you're not a season ticket holder, you can get on deck right now, secure your place in line on the 2016 season ticket wait list with a $500 deposit per seat. and guarantee yourself access to all potential wild card and divisional playoff games. Go to sfgiants.com/season and check it out.
Pitch to Posey, and it's a base hit. Buster not waiting around. Check out our AT&T U-verse rewind, April 28th, 2015. Buster Posey hit this home run off of Clayton Kershaw. It led off the fourth inning. Posey had an RBI single earlier in the game, and the Giants won that ball game 2-1. So here's Bird,
who has great numbers against Kershaw. And how he has been a great impact player in this lineup since he's put that Giants uniform on.
chases that first pitch and misses. Bird overall with the Reds and the Giants hitting at .240. So the numbers Mike was talking about. Bird 6 for 14 against Kershaw.
On his 11 games with the Giants, he has 17 RBIs. In the last 6 games, he's had 14 of those 17 RBIs. Just has been on a tear.
And 3 of those RBIs on Monday. Belt on deck. Here we are in the second inning. Or make it 1-2. Looks like Bird had a pretty good hack at it. He just didn't wait long enough. Posey with his lead. And Buster got hung up just for a brief second.
He got a little toe tied. And watch his feet. Whoa.
And Buster just had his momentum, or in his weight, leaning a little bit towards second.
And the Dodgers are going to look at it. And they think they got him.
Well, if they don't, then they lose their challenge here in the second inning.
Well, they know that. I don't think they would have called this unless they were 100% sure of it.
This replay review is presented by Xfinity.
Couldn't have been the look that convinced whoever was watching the film in the Dodger clubhouse that was the look that did him in. And this is the one that they think is convincing that he did not get back in time. Can't see the thumb underneath the hand. I mean, that's going to be the argument. If the thumb got to the bag before the top of the hand did, before the fingers did. And if that is what they're going on, I don't know if that's enough to overturn the call.
And if I recall, Buster's got really long thumbs.
Well, we hope so. I don't know if there's enough there. You look at the other angles. And the one shot you saw, the fingers clearly were not to the bag when he was tagged, but was the thumb in contact with the bag? And that's the question. And that's what they're going to have to try and decide back in New York.
I think the longer it takes, sometimes the odds are better that they're not going to change the call.
He definitely had a lean going the other way. So it goes. The breaks have not gone the way of the Giants, and Bruce Bochy can only shake his head.
So it's 1-2 to Bird. So Bird now will hit with 1 out and nobody on, with Belt to follow.
By the way, I just got a text here as to who is reviewing the play back in New York. And the guy's name that's reviewing it is Steve Garvey.
Great.
Well, that look right there, the thumb had not caught in contact with the bag, and I think they got the play right, as painful as it was.
Well, Bird strikes out. And that'll bring up Belt. Belt is the one Giants hitter that really has little success against Kershaw. He's only had 3 hits and 34 at bats, including 19 strikeouts. So clearly Belt does not see Kershaw very well, or at least previously. Maybe that has all changed as of right now.
Just a bit outside. By the way, that pickoff for Kershaw was his 55th career pickoff. That's a lot. But it's not leading amongst active pitchers. Burley, 101 pickoffs. How about that?
1-2. First major league hit, 2011 in March.
He legged it out. Well, we thought maybe he legged it out, but then in the end, Kershaw could not come up with the ball. It didn't matter.
So Utley at the cut of the grass, and that'll end the inning. Turner, Ethier, Crawford coming up.
Is brought to you by the Solar Company. Not just any solar company, the solar company. Switch to solar and save.
It's 0-0 here in Southern California as Justin Turner's going to lead things off. Turner hitting at .291. He's got 1 hit and 7 at bats in this series. Two and 0. Ethier and then Crawford. Base hit into left field. So solid contact for Turner. And here's Ethier.
Number 16, Andre Ethier.
Now, this is the one guy in the lineup that really has had some ownage on Leake. Ethier 7 for 15 with a double and 2 home runs. He's having a good year, hit .296.
Outside to Ethier. Ethier did not start in the game yesterday. He did get into the game and went 0 for 1. And that's just a bit outside. Luke thought he had it. 2-0.
See a lot of emotion from Leake. He's pretty stoic out there on the mound.
Turner with his lead. And Ethier off his foot. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Right off the right foot. He's struggling with this one. Let's see exactly where it gets him. Oh, not the
shin.
foot. That was a shin burger. Watch the right leg, right below the knee. A little slider and a 2-0 count.
Oh, on the knee, inside knee.
It was above, yeah. You just don't think you're going to get hit there, ever.
No. You don't see any shin guards on your knee when you take
no.
an at bat.
Randy Crawford was hit by a breaking ball, hard slider in the back of his left calf, or on his left calf, in the back of his leg, and it has just completely put him on the shelf. He can't put much pressure on the leg. We thought initially it was in the ankle, but it was on the calf. We thought it was on the shin. But it knotted up on him. I don't know how he finished the game, but he did. And it just got worse as the night wore on. They're hoping he'll be able to go again tomorrow. He says he thinks he might be able to pitch it tonight, but he can't play the field yet.
2-1 to Ethier. Two and 2. Crawford on deck. We are in the home half of the second inning. Final game of this 3-game series. This is lifted down the left field line. That'll be out of play.
Well, looks like one of Clayton Kershaw's relatives got the ball. He's got a lot of them here tonight.
There is a lot of Kershaw relatives tonight. It's 2 and 2. So Ethier just pokes at that to stay alive.
How hard is it when you're a hitter and you hit it off your leg, your knee, your foot, your toe, whatever, to get back into that at bat.
It's hard, but you know what? You have to forget about it. There's the lead by Turner. And that's the one you think you're going to hit off your leg again.
All right, time now for our Geico quote. This one comes from Bruce Bochy on being 5.5 games behind the Dodgers in the National League West. He said, we've had our backs against the wall many times. And in the clubhouse today, it was business as usual. They know how big this game is.
Yeah, I mean, look, they also know that the next 4 are big, and then the next 3 after that are big.
It's just what September baseball is all about.
Crawford takes a strike. He's 2 for 6 in the series. All those at bats came on Monday night in that 14-inning game. I take that back. He did have an at bat last night. 0 for 1 last night. 2 for 5 on Monday. And Leake, he's not getting that call, and he's looking in like he wants it.
Well, you're going to want those corners. I mean, you get used to getting them from other umpires. The problem with Malinsky, the plate umpire, is he doesn't have a wide strike zone. You don't get big corners. It's a low strike zone. You just don't get much off the plate.
See, he asked for time, and it was not granted.
I mean, you want all the corners you can get, but the one thing that's most important to hitters and pitchers is consistency, and Malinsky has a pretty good reputation for that. Small zone, but it's consistent.
Hit into the gap. And Turner is on the move, and they're going to wave him in as Pagan kicks it around, and Crawford goes to third. So it's 1-0 Dodgers.
Yeah, that's the movement of the fastball from Leake. It's got sink, but it'll run hard away from the left-handed hitter. And for Crawford, you cannot put a better swing on a sinker running away from you than that. Your goal is to try and split the opposite gap. He does so effectively. It's probably going to be a double and an error on Pagan. But that was a very impressive swing of the bat from Crawford.
I'm not sure the Dodgers would have sent Turner if Pagan would have got to that cleanly. So it's 0-1 now to Grandal with the infield in. They just squirted out of Pagan's glove. 0-2.
You see an infield play in with a runner at third base as we watch the air for Pagan. Early in a ball game, you don't normally see an infield come in.
Hit to Belt. 2 outs.
But it just tells you the respect that Bruce Bochy has for Clayton Kershaw. Did not want to give up another run. So he brought the infield in, and it pays off.
Peterson hit his 24th home run off of Bumgarner last night. He's never faced Leake before. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Peterson taking his time getting in the box. This should retire the side, and it does. So Leake limits the damage after 2. It's 1-0 Dodgers.
That's $20. For tickets, go to calbears.com or 1-800-GO-BEARS.
Well, the Giants host these Dodgers at the end of the month in a 4-game series, September 28th through the 1st of October. Check out the $25 dynamic deals for the games on the 28th and 29th. For tickets, visit sfgiants.com/dynamic deal. So here's Tomlinson. Tomlinson 1 for 6 in the series. And he pushes this one foul.
Yeah, if you're going to push on the right side, you don't want to push it towards the base. That's not what he had in mind. You want to push that towards the second baseman. With Kershaw, the left-hander, falling off towards the third base side, it does expose a lane, but you want that lane to be at that second baseman. Tomlinson has good speed. I like the idea.
Foul back. Nice short swing. 1-2.
One thing Kershaw does so effectively with that fastball, it's not a big fastball in regards to movement. It's big in velocity, and he establishes that inside corner to righty so well. I mean, he can really get you on the hands on that inside corner.
Got him.
Oh yeah, he's got a curveball too. Three Cy Youngs before the age of 27. MVP last year. First player to do that, pitcher to do that since 1968. Third record 6 straight 200-plus strikeout season. And first to win 4 straight ERA titles in Major League history in 1974. That's the sixth pitcher.
This is bunted fair. Turner. Got him. Nice play.
Number 13, Mike Lee.
That last graphic we saw was he's the 6th pitcher with multiple 30-plus scoreless inning streaks, and that is very impressive. Did it again this year. Helps to have good defense behind you too.
Absolutely, just like that play. So here's Leake. Leake can hit a little bit as he fouls this one straight back.
Take a look at this play from Turner. Rare do you see a third baseman go from a glove hand to a bare hand on the exchange and still be able to make the play. Nicely done.
Swing and a miss. 0-2. There you see the numbers.
That's a down year for him.
And that pitch is high. And that'll do it. 4 strikeouts for Kershaw. Kershaw will lead things off.
Is brought to you by Casino Matrix, Silicon Valley's premier 24/7 entertainment destination.
Dodgers scored a run in the second. It's 1-0. So Kershaw, Rollins, and then Utley. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Kershaw pinch hit the other night and bounced out.
Hey, that happens in 14-inning games.
Shoots this one into left center field. He's got a base hit. Pagano tracked it down. So just what the league did need to have happen. The pitcher is aboard.
Well, on Saturday, September 12th, celebrate Fiesta Gigantes with NBC Bay Area and Telemundo 48. Giants will play the Padres. And the Giants, along with the team's great Latino tradition, will provide our usual comprehensive coverage in English on NBC Bay Area. On Telemundo 48, you will see authentic Spanish language telecasts hosted by longtime Giants broadcaster Erwin Higueros and Telemundo's Gabriel Sotelo. Giants Hall of Famer Orlando Cepeda will also be on hand, and he will be part of both broadcasts.
Here's Rollins. Rollins takes down low. He struck out to open up the bottom of the first. There's Erwin doing his diligent work on Spanish radio alone. There's a drive to right, but it's Bird going back, and he'll make the catch. And that'll bring up Utley.
He's not popping anybody up right now. You see him elevate. I mean, he gives up fly balls and line drives. And that's a concern when you're a ground ball pitcher, which is basically what he is. His base strength on the fastball is the sinker.
There's Alex Trebek. And there's Chase Utley. And a bouncing ball foul. So Leake about to throw pitch number 35 here in the third inning. And this is hit high into right center field for Pagan. 2 outs.
Number 23, Gonzalez.
Gonzalez bounced out to Belt in the first inning. Tomlinson playing in shallow right field as there's a breaking ball down low. 1 ball and no strikes. Posey set up way off the plate, and this is hit to Tomlinson, and that's going to end the inning. For the Giants, it'll be the top of the order: Pagan, Blanco, and then Duffy. November 5th, 1986. My partner recorded his 20th win of the season, and it came on the last day here at Dodger Stadium. 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks. 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. The Giants won 11-2. It was Candy Maldonado who had the great day, 3 for 5, had a grand slam. This is Gary Park with the call.
Fly ball, right field, long run for Bryant. He is back. He is at the fence. He's looking up. Grand slam! What a rude way to treat your former teammate.
Mike's season, he went 20-9. He had a 3.05 ERA, 10 complete games, 2 shutouts. He threw 245 innings. I think, other than seeing you, Mike, which is great to see you, the favorite shot was watching Tommy Lasorda cuss. That was awesome.
He would stand on that top step of the Dodger dugout, and he would say some of the most amazing things.
So here's Pagan. Pagan takes a strike.
And then we see Lasorda all the time. We saw him 2 nights ago. And it's like we're supposed to forget those things he said.
No. Foul back. It's Nothingham 2.
But he is absolutely a joy to sort of trade wits with. Talking about this great rivalry between the Dodgers and the Giants. And Tommy is here again tonight, as we usually see him here at the ballpark. It's good to see him. Looks great.
So Pagan strikes out.
It's 5 strikeouts now for Kershaw.
Number 7, Gregor Blanco.
Here's Blanco. Blanco hit a fly ball to center field. And he takes a strike. Buster Posey after Duffy, as Duffy gets out into the on-deck circle, and that pitch is wide. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Giants just have not been able to get Kershaw in that stretch position. The only time he got in the stretch was a leadoff single from Posey in the 2nd inning, and he picked him off.
2-2. I'm still not sure if I believe that.
They don't always get it right in New York. We found that out.
I think they got it right. I just don't believe he got picked off. Kershaw grabs it.
Well, time down for our Togo's big play the Togo's way. Last night, Matt Duffy hit a line drive off Zach Greinke's glove. Or he snares a line drive off of Zach Greinke's bat for the 3rd out of the 2nd inning. Runners on 1st and 3rd. It was the defensive play of the night for the Giants.
Duffy bounced out sharply in the 1st inning.
Look out.
Hooks one foul. Heads up down there. Things are getting a little lively. Popped up, shallow right field. And that'll end the inning. Turner, Ethier, Crawford coming up.
you by Ring Central. Business communications made simple.
Well, on Wednesday, September 16th, the first 20,000 fans are going to receive a World Champions belt buckle courtesy of Scottsdale Convention and Visitors Bureau. Get your tickets at sfgiants.com/tickets. The Reds will be in town. So here's Turner. Turner led off the second with a hit, and he eventually scored. So Turner, Ethier, and Crawford. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Turner came in with a little ownage on Leake. He was 5 for 10. And that gets Turner. So Turner's aboard. Yeah, hit in that spot. Sometimes you just lose the feeling in your arm.
See where it gets him on the bottom hand, his left hand.
Pinched it?
Yeah, I think it got more knob than finger, but his finger kind of was over the bottom of the knob, and I think that's what he got it on.
Maybe right. It looked like there, maybe on the wristband.
So do you want to take off your glove and take a look?
No, not for a while. So it's a foul ball. Well, no, I'm just saying that they gave him the bat to grab it. He's making Mike Malinsky look bad on this. And why would he grab the bat if he didn't think it was a foul ball?
I think Bruce Bochy is going to come out and say, whoa, we need to take a look at this. Guys reviewed it in their clubhouse.
I mean, he took the bat like he was going to go back and hit.
Well, he had a pretty good sell job on it if he didn't get hit. You ask an interesting question, partner.
Number 16, Andre.
I do believe he got pinched.
So here's Ethier. Ethier bouncing off his knee. Actually didn't bounce it at all. He hit it right off his knee and eventually struck out in the second. So Leake right back in the stretch. And it's low, 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, that's the bottom line. It's 3 innings in a row now. The Dodgers have been able to get that leadoff hitter on base. A lot of stretch time for Mike Leake. And he's more than capable of putting the ball on the ground and getting that double play, which is what he's pitching for right now. He gets over to the first base side of the rubber about as far as you could go. And he does it to enhance the look of that sinker, especially in the eye of the left-handed hitter.
And the runner goes, and Posey's throw is a good one. Nope. Buster Posey's hot.
Well, he should be. And they're going to review this play and take a look. I mean, that throw was down there in plenty of time. Marty Foster, the umpire, making the call at second base.
Well, in defense of Adrianza, he did. He tagged the helmet. The helmet wasn't on his head.
Well, that's why Buster Posey's hot. You got a young shortstop down there who's got to make a play. I mean, you have to make the tag here. And I think it's just an incredible play from Turner to avoid the tag. It immediately becomes a strikeout situation now with nobody out and a runner at second base for Leake. Tell you what, though, I mean, if you could on purpose sort of have your helmet come off so a guy tags the helmet, not a bad play.
Oh, foul.
Not accusing him of that. If that was the case, I think it just sort of came off on its own, but that's a mistake. Watch the helmet as he's coming into second, hits first, and it just sort of comes off on his own. Adrianza goes to the helmet, not the guy.
Ethier strikes out again.
And that is the strikeout that Leake needed.
So here's Crawford. Crawford doubled in the second inning. And he ended up doubling in Turner, who scored from first. Just inside, 1 ball and no strike.
Cutter just off the plate in. The last at bat that Crawford beat him on was a sinker that was out away from the plate, moving away from him.
There's a strike. That'll even the count.
So he changes the movement. This 90-mile-an-hour cutter coming back in towards Crawford, not going away. Guy beat you with a swing like he put on it in his first at bat. You respect that. Stay away from that zone, that movement. If you throw that movement, come on the inside corner or go off the plate away, but don't leave it out over the plate. Crawford will chase overhead curveballs down in the dirt. He can go back in there again, or he could elevate. But again, do not elevate it out over the plate.
One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. And this pitch is away. It's 2-2. Yasmani Grandal to follow. We're in the 4th inning. 1-0 Dodgers. Rocket. Pagan's going to make the catch. And they got him. Turner could not get back. I didn't think Pagan had a shot.
I didn't either.
But he threw a laser. And that is going to end the inning. Take a look at the throw by Pagan.
Great footwork to put himself in position. And Marty Foster says, see you later. Time now for our Ford right choice, and we're going to show you some great defensive work from Angel Pagan coming over. Watch how quickly he gets his base set towards his target and rifles a bullet right to Adrianza and Turner. And he's thinking off the get-go that that's going to be Gapper and a little bit of a slip as he was starting to come back to the base, and I think that's what cost him, and in the end it becomes our Ford right choice. So Buster Posey going to lead things off here for the Giants in the top of the fifth. Posey has been the offense tonight for the Giants. They have one hit. He got that hit leading off the second inning. And then he was picked off.
Well, he'll try to get on again. Oh, and 2. So Kershaw softball and Buster Posey. Didn't have very many pitches. 45. Buster steps out briefly. Got him.
Backdoors him with a nice little slider. An absolute perfect location. And out of the hand, I'm sure Posey thought this was going to be outside. And watch it tuck right into the outside corner. Wow. Strikeout number 6 for Kershaw.
So here's Bird. Bird struck out in the second. And he taps it foul. No balls and 1 strike. With Belt to follow here in the 5th. And a fastball. It's nothing in 2.
He has got a great rhythm going right now out of that windup.
Bird got a piece. So Kershaw rubbing up the baseball. Bird in a little meeting with himself outside the box. Giants will head to Colorado after the game. High and deep to left. Crawford back at the wall, and he makes the catch.
He thought he got it. We thought he got it. Kershaw thought he got it. One of the few mistakes up he's made with the breaking ball. There's a hanger. And then it was just up to Crawford if he had enough room or not. And in the end, not even close.
So here's Belt, and Belt with a swing and a miss. Belt bounced out to the second baseman Utley in the second. Oh, and 2.
Straight challenge right there with 94 at the belt. This is where you're in a tough position if you're at Belt. I mean, he's got 3 really good kill pitches. Another fastball up, curveball, slider. And he wants the fastball up.
And he got him on 3 pitches, 7 strikeouts. Bottom of the 5th coming up. It remains 1-0. 1975. It was at Candlestick against the Dodgers. Johnny LeMaster became the first player in Major League history to hit an inside the park home run in his first career at bat. He did it off of Don Sutton. And on that inside the park home run, it propelled the Giants to a 7-3 win. Johnny Lee, way to go. Way to run like the wind, Johnny Lee. Johnny Lee could do everything pretty good, as this is bounced to Tomlinson. I mean, he could run into one once in a while. He could run. He had good hands. He had a really good arm.
I always thought when he was thinking about hanging it up as a player, he might be a pitcher.
Yeah.
And he could throw sidearm too.
Long and lanky Johnny Lee.
Good teammate.
Here's Peterson. Peterson hit a fly ball to center field. First pitch is wide, 1-0. Bounce to Tomlinson, 2 outs.
Well, the most popular way to follow the Giants push to the postseason is with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, highlights, replay reviews, scores, StatCast, live radio broadcasts, and more. Get MLB.com at bat right now. We are using it as we speak. It's the best app there is. I don't know where John Miller would be without it.
Yeah, I've got an old I Love Lucy show on. Oh, you're talking about the MLB app.
Yeah.
I got you. Kershaw with a base hit in the 3rd inning. I'm trying to figure out how the Brewers are doing it. Brewers again are waxing the Pirates.
Yeah, they beat him 9-4.
Out of play.
It's a healthy rip right there from Kershaw.
Tomlinson is going to tie a major league record, and that'll end the inning. Here comes the 6th. It's 1-0 Dodgers.
Presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
We will be in Denver tomorrow night at Coors Field for Game 1 of the 4-game series, Giants Rockies. Pregame live at 5, and then we'll have the game for you at 5:30 right here on CSN Bay Area. All games on this road trip on CSN Bay Area. And that's why Ted Griggs came into town last night to take us out on the town, because we're working hard on this road trip.
Ted Griggs, CSN General Manager, Grand Poobah.
Swing and a miss by Tomlinson.
That's the 54th pitch tonight for Kershaw. He has thrown 51 of his pitches out of the windup. Leake has thrown 58 pitches. 32 have been out of the stretch. A tell of 2 pitchers.
Bumgarner last night, 7 innings, 2 earned runs on 8 hits. He struck out 8. Tomlinson tries to dig that one out. It's 1-2.
Pitch well.
So Bumgarner will pitch Sunday, correct?
He'll get
Tuesday,
Sunday's
Sunday.
game.
That's how it goes.
Sunday's game in Colorado, getaway day.
John Miller was the one that taught us, suggested that, because he always did the Sunday night broadcast, the nationally televised game. It's foul. Just go Tuesday, Sunday. That's who your starter is going to be on Sunday. Assuming there are no off days, obviously.
Or rainouts.
There's John and Dave and Lee. Down low, 2-2. Nope, 3-2. Number 60, that's the number of pitches coming up to Tomlinson, who struck out looking in the 3rd. He said it before, this is where it's so tough. He has 4 pitches he can strike out with.
And he'll throw him in a 3-2 count.
And he walked him.
That was his first 3-ball count of the night, and it winds up being a leadoff walk and a nice at bat for Kelby Tomlinson. And the Giants
lays down a bunt.
Second time tonight, Kershaw going to be in the stretch. Not often do you see a hitter sacrifice a bunt ahead of a pitcher, but it is a possibility.
Absolutely.
Here. Grianza has been slumping. Mike Leake, the on-deck hitter and pitcher, can swing the bat.
Adriano tried to butt his way on and almost beat it out in the 3rd. Oh, 2. Tomlinson with his lead. And that'll do it. 8 strikeouts.
Number 13, Mike Lee.
Here's Leake. Leake struck out looking in the third. And a quick toss, and they got him. Well, we'll find out if they got him, but the initial call is he's out. I was about to say, if Tomlinson gets picked off, it will not be good.
Well, I think they got him. You'll see right here. Well, not so sure from that look. So at least he has a chance, and they will review this.
So this replay review is presented by Xfinity.
I mean, this is a huge play in this game. And looking at it now, I do not think they got him. I think Tomlinson is going to live to see another day at first base. Swipe tag from Gonzalez, and I think that Tomlinson just does get his hand back. But hey, it all depends on the crew in New York. This is the most convincing argument for Tomlinson. But having said all that, it still could go either way.
Well, if they overturn this, it would maybe send some momentum into the direction of the Giants. They haven't had a whole lot go their way at all in this series.
No, they have not.
If they don't overturn this, you might see the manager get thrown out again. So Tomlinson is feeling a little better right now.
And I think he's going to have about a 2-foot lead when he gets off the base. His professional life passed before his eyes. And the reaction from Don Mattingly?
Yeah, we want everything to go our way, of course. Leak with a bunt. And Tomlinson just got back.
Very aggressive break from the bag at first by Gonzalez. And he has done this his whole career, and partially because he has a very good arm. He's always thinking second base. But here he gets a gift. A little line drive off the bat of Leak. He doesn't get down. He makes the play, and that's another wasted opportunity to use an out productively.
Pagan has struck out twice.
Every game has been a one-run ball game in this series, and every increment of 90 feet has meant so much. And when you give up an out and you do not get that 90 feet, that is a big mistake.
No balls and one strike. Tomlinson goes, and he's going to steal this. So that's his first steal of the year.
First big league steal. And it's a big 90 feet. And in the end, they do get that 90 feet.
Manley's got a beef about something.
It would have to be interference from Pagan. Pagan coming across and actually stepped on home plate with his momentum after the swing. And watch the right foot swing around, and that may be what the argument was from Mattingly. But in the eye of Mike Malinsky, the plate umpire, he didn't think that the throw was impaired. But you can see the argument.
Okay, the Giants have a runner in scoring position.
First time tonight.
Anything can happen right now. It's 0-2. A 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Dodgers have pretty good arm in center field with Peterson. Pretty good arm with Ethier in right. Not much of an arm in left field with Crawford. And they do have a good speed with Tomlinson at second. And with 2 outs, he's going to get a good break.
On the ground, into left field. This game is tied. And it almost looked like Tomlinson was third.
I don't even suggest. The ball goes off the glove. Nasty hop to Turner, who cannot wrestle it down. And then it kicks away from Rollins. Roberto Kelly with the green light. No hesitation there. And you watch the replay there. It clearly shows Tomlinson touching the bag. So Giants fans, don't worry. This game indeed is tied.
So here's Blanco. Blanco with a bunt, and he pops it back and out of play. Well, the Giants, case of little ball, a walk, a stolen base, and a 2-out base hit.
Well, it just illustrates the importance of 90 feet. And Thomason had to get his first big league stolen base to set it up.
A walk and a stolen base and an RBI single. Here's the 0-1 to Blanco. 0-2. And they got Pagan picked off, and he's out at second. Not a bad play for Pagan to go. Now you got Blanco leading things off. It's 1-1.
is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. And by Xfinity, home of the most liked sports.
All right, here's our Data Strong fan photo of the game. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag CSNBA Data Strong fan, and you might just see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. This is Stephen and Caitlin at Sobrato High School prom in Morgan Hill. Orange and black. Orange and black.
Nice.
They had the right attitude. I can see how that photo got up on our screen.
Yeah. Yeah, good attitude is everything.
Hit to center field. Pagan now back, and he's at the wall, and he makes the catch. Nice play at the very end by Angel Pagan.
Carry at Dodger Stadium at night, you don't always see it. It has been very dry, and dry conditions mean you're going to get carried. And this takes on a little personality right towards the end. And Pagan having to go back to the track and then into the wall. Making over the head backhander. Phew. Mike Leake loving it.
So here's Utley. Utley's 0 for 2. One ball and no strikes.
I want to say happy birthday to Brent Sorensen. Turns 80 years old today. Huge Giants fan. So happy birthday, Meat.
One ball and no strikes. Foul back to even the count. Yeah, this really is 44 today.
Happy birthday, Dickie. Great Giant.
Isn't it right around 44 when you start to feel old? I think it is.
Well, unless you're a shortstop, as Rich Aurelio was. And then it happens around 34.
Yeah, my old teammate Rick Manning turned 61 today. Hit into right center field. Again, Pagan on the move, and it is gone. Utley with his 6th home run of the year.
Set up in the outside corner. This goes on the inside corner at the knees. And Ludley drops the head on it. And it rides right on out of here. That hurts. Dodgers right back on top.
So Gonzalez, no balls and 1 strike. Adrianza behind the bag. 2 outs. And here's Turner.
So you have to fight, regain your composure if you're Mike Lee. Giants work so hard to get that 1 run of the 6th to tie it up. Boom, you give it right back. Frustrating, but you got to get on to the next pitch.
Turner's 1 for 1. He was hit by a pitch.
much into this 2-0 pitch.
And Tomlinson will call off Belt, and that'll end the inning. So the home run by Utley. Now we'll head to the 7th. It's 2-1 Dodgers. Dealer. So Kershaw and Leake, and that's what's going on in this game. 8 strikeouts for Kershaw, 3 for Leake, and they've thrown the same amount of pitches.
And they've been stingy with the pitches. I mean, anything's 90 or less pitch count wise after the 6th inning is acceptable. You can see how far underneath 90 they are. Both pitchers at 70 as we go into the 7th. It's been a duel.
So Blanco will lead things off, and he takes a strike. Duffy and then Posey. Giants tied the game up briefly.
One of the real strengths of Clayton Kershaw is his first strike consistency. I mean, he comes right at that strike zone with all of his pitches. Tonight, 20 for 21. Such a great way to pitch when you're ahead of a hitter quickly. And he's one of the best in the business at doing just that.
Blanco goes down, 1 out.
Now you can see the strikeout pitch against lefties. Curveball he uses it 23% of the time. Against righties 39% of the time. Fastballs he'll use that more to kill lefties than righties. And sliders, it's about the same with the slider.
Yeah, you did get Blanco on the fastball. Here's Duffy, who takes high.
Tonight, with the 9 strikeouts that Kershaw has, 5 have been by slider, 3 have been by fastball, 1 has been with the curveball.
Duffy has bounced out and popped out. Two balls and a strike. So Buster Posey waiting in the wings.
Dodgers play definitely slightly to the right side of the field. Jock Peterson, the center fielder, about 8 steps towards the gap in right center. And the left side of the infield for the Dodgers plays him a few steps to pole.
Three and 2 to Matt Duffy. Got him. That's 10 strikeouts for Kershaw. And here's Buster Posey.
The slider, the payoff pitch, right in that outside corner. Just so late breaking and so quick. And no fear at all from Kershaw to throw that in the 3-2 count.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Buster singled in the 2nd inning and then struck out looking in the 5th. Yeah. 3rd straight start with 10+ strikeouts. Here's the 1-1. 1 and 2.
Posey saying he thought that was down a bit inside, pleading his case.
Rollins knocks it down. He'll throw, and it won't be in time. So Posey's aboard.
Yeah, that was almost the play of the night defensively for the Dodgers.
So 2 hits tonight now for Buster Posey.
Yeah, we've seen this a lot this year. 2 strike counts. Somebody will throw something nasty at Posey. He'll lose his lower legs, but his hands will think for themselves. Go out reaching, little hooking line drive just off the glove of Rollins, who's got a great arm. I think he thought he could still make a play. He knows Posey's not running that quickly. So a little 2-out thunder for the Giants.
Here's Bird. 0-1. Bird hit a ball to the wall in the 5th inning that was tracked down by Crawford. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Posey with a short lead. 1 and 2.
Hard slider down the dirt. Burt cannot lay off. Just so quick at the end of the pitch. So now you knuckle down and defend.
Two and 2.
Did not miss by much. I guarantee Grandal is asking, is it low or is it outside?
It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Let's see if he goes back to that slider. He does. And that'll end the inning. 5
Bottom of the 7th coming up. It'll be Ethier, Crawford, and Grandal. 2-1 Dodgers. A close ball game, a 1-run lead for the Dodgers. And Leake will face Ethier, then Crawford, then Grandal. So Ethier struck out twice. Takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
Leake has worked that inside corner with breaking balls very effectively against Ethier. This is one of those matchups we were going to watch prior to the game because of the good history that Ethier has had against Leake.
One ball and one strike. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Not throwing him any two-seam fastballs that have movement that runs away from him.
Tapped. Back to Leake.
He has stayed away from him. He has really done a nice job with him tonight. Well, Saturday, September 12th is Lego Day at AT&T Park. Your special event package will include admission to the pregame Lego Day build experience, a limited edition Giants player Lego mini build, and a ticket to the game taking on the Padres. You interested? Well, go to sfgiants.com/special events.
So here's Crawford. Crawford lines one into center field. He's had good at bats against Leake. That's the third line drive he's hit.
Yeah. Double in the second, a line shot before it hit. Just jumping on a first pitch, get it in, curveball right back up the middle, and he hit that ball in the nose.
Grandal has bounced out twice, both to the right side of the infield. See Osich getting loose. One out, one on here in the 7th. There's a shot on the ground, and that'll go 4-6-3 double play, and that'll end the inning.
So Leake gets the ground ball. Now the Giants need a run or two. It's 2-1 Dodgers.
Gigantes with NBC Bay Area and Telemundo 48 as the Giants will play San Diego Padres. The Giants are going to honor the team's great Latino tradition. We'll provide our usual comprehensive coverage in English on NBC Bay Area, but on Telemundo 48 we'll present an authentic Spanish language telecast hosted by longtime Giants broadcaster Erwin Higueros and Telemundo's Gabriel Sotelo. Giants Hall of Famer Orlando Cepeda will also be a special guest on both broadcasts, so check it out.
Here it's 2-1 Dodgers as Belt's going to lead things off. Belt has bounced out and struck out. He got a bit overmatched in the 5th inning. We'll see what he does here. Swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike.
That was the fastball that he's not been able to handle. That's 24 swings and misses tonight from the Giants against Kershaw, and 17 have come in the last 3 innings. That's a lot.
That is a lot. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Especially 17. A lot of these guys are seeing it for the 3rd time. He has been on a roll since the All-Star game. Giants faced Kershaw 3 times this year. They have won all 3 of those games. He has had to eat 2 of those losses.
And Bruce Bochy and Mike Winters, and he's thrown out Bruce Bochy again.
Let's take a look at the swing. He did not swing.
He did not go. This is going to get ugly here.
It is. He was not happy with Winter last night. Winters is the crew chief. Now, these 2 guys have known each other a long time. And this is all about getting your money's worth. Play in question last night was when Winters was behind home plate, and Alejandro De Aza in a 2-strike count in a critical situation had a pitch off the plate called strike 3, and it completely changed the inning. And in a 2-1 ball game, it became a huge play. So the Giants were obviously upset about it then, and they stayed upset when they saw the replay of the pitch call when they got back to the clubhouse after the game. Artie Foster coming in to try and break it up.
In a while you'll see an umpire that looks like he has an issue with the manager, and that's what this looks like.
Now, that was not a swing,
and it may not be clear to other people, but it sure looks to me like Mr. Winters has a problem with Mr. Bochy.
So for the second night in a row, Ron Wotus will be the manager.
Hey, some guys just don't like guys. This is foul back and out of play.
Hey, those are big plays. They're difference makers.
The play last night was a crusher. 0-2 to Tomlinson. One ball and 2 strikes.
There's the ring him up call, and here's where he rings up Bruce Bochy. You're gone.
That felt good. Popped up. 2 outs. And Hector Sanchez is going to pinch hit. So here's Sanchez. See the numbers for Hector in Sacramento. No balls and 1 strike.
Well, he pretty much made up his mind that he was going to swing at that first pitch. It's not a bad idea or a plan against Kershaw, who gets in that strike zone so consistently on the first pitch of an at bat. And there's the slider, and if anything, the slider has picked up in velocity.
Hit into left field, and that's going to put Andrew Susac to the plate. Juan Perez is going to pinch run.
And it does end the night for Mike Leake now, who pitched well.
Did I say Perez? So Nick Noonan said, no, none of that.
Runner, number 21, Nick Noonan.
So Noonan to run. Susac at the plate. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Down low. Noonan, a little bit of a lean. One and one to Susak.
Going inside. I want a fastball. Susak has plenty of power. And as we talked about this ballpark, it has played small all 3 days.
Nope, 3-1. Well, if you're Susak, get something you like and have at it. That or take a walk and get the tying run in scoring position. Have at it, and it's fouled back and out of play. Well, there was your fastball.
There it was, middle in. You know what? Have at it again.
Have at it again, absolutely. Although that slider has been so good to right-handed hitters. Hard to lay off of. Here it is, 3-2, and Noonan now will take off.
So Kershaw saying, why not? Picked off a couple tonight.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Tap foul.
And there was that slider you're talking about. He has as good a command with that slider as he does the fastball.
Yes, he does. Three-two pitch. Got him. And that'll end the inning. It remains 2-1 Dodgers. Eastern's Giants postgame live. Get highlights, reaction, analysis. It's all coming up after the game. It's a 2-1 lead for the Dodgers. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Josh Osich, the new pitcher now for the Giants. 21st time that he has come in, and he's been very good. Hard thrower, mid to high 90s with the fastball, hard slider, and a changeup. Nobody really doing a lot with him.
Peterson with a swing and a miss.
And that was a cutter. Nick Noonan stays in the game. He's at shortstop.
Two.
At 91, that's breaking ball, folks. That's not the fastball. Osich out of Oregon State. He's really fought through some tough injuries. If you're wondering where he's been, there was a time that he really contemplated giving the game up, but he fought through him, and here he is.
3 pitches. Peterson takes a hike.
Thanks for stopping by. Here's the strikeout pitch to Susak. Fastball they set up on the inside corner. And with Kershaw, you can't exaggerate your target. Rondon never moved the glove. And that was strikeout number 13 for Kershaw.
Kershaw tries to bunt. It's no balls and 1 strike.
It surprised me.
Yeah, I think that's a concession is what I think.
Might do it 2 more times. He just might take one to go sit down. That swing did not feel good.
Oh, 2. Two down. Well, tune in to the Murph and Mac Morning Show on KMER tomorrow morning. At some point tomorrow morning, I will talk with the fellas on KMBR 680, the sports leader. We're not due into the Denver airport until 3.
Kershaw getting a little dose of his own medicine. 93-mile-an-hour breaking ball.
So here's Rollins. Rollins is 0 for 3. And that'll bring up Utley. Utley's home run is the difference in the game.
Base number 26, Chase Utley.
A solo shot in the 6th inning. It broke a 1-1 tie. They set the target away. It goes down and in. Just a little mistake of location. It allowed him to drop the head on it. And Knight with his carry to center field. Put his team back up by 1. 6th home run of the year. pay close attention to Jimmy Rollins.
Rollins with 10 steals. He's been thrown out 7 times. By the way, the ejection tonight by Winters throwing out Bruce Bochy, that's the 6th time Mike Winters has tossed him. 6.
Yeah, there's a little history between the two of them.
Make that whatever you wish to make it. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gonzalez is on deck. Giants are trying to get to the 9th, trailing by 1. 2-1 now. Osich to Utley. Pagan with plenty of room. That's going to end the inning. So we will go to the 9th. The Giants will have the top of the order coming up. And the Dodgers lead 2-1. Area. There'll be reactions to this game. Alex Pavlovich is here, and Eddie D is nominated for the Hall of Fame. Good. Put him in.
I agree.
Come on. Nobody was better than that guy.
Nobody.
It's Angel Pagan to lead things off here in the 9th. And Pagan looks at a strike.
No 8 pitches for Kershaw, still throwing strong. Easy decision for Mattingly. They do have some activity in the bullpen, however.
Foul back, so it's another than 2.
Jim Johnson, the right-hander. Luis Avila, the left-hander. Tried to backdoor the slider just a bit outside. 41,648 umpires here at the ballpark tonight thought it was a strike, just a bit outside.
Little pop-up out to Rollins at short. And that'll bring up Blanco. Giants need to try to get Buster Posey up this inning. Blanco's 0 for 3.
Straight country hardball challenge right across the letters. Turn to the third baseman in on the grass. They're taking away the bunt. And Blanco will push. He will drag.
Look out.
Now the Giants will take a runner anywhere they can get it. So now Turner relaxes back at third. Hard slider, and he saved that pitch for a 2-strike surprise.
And the 2-2. Got him.
High fastball right across the letters. Same way he got him in the 7th inning. 14 strikeouts. And this is his 32nd swing and miss tonight.
So here's Duffy. Duffy is 0 for 3. Both cheeks into that swing to try to tie this thing up.
That's exactly what he was thinking. Comes right back with it, outside corner. Faithful, the curveball. Quickly, he's on top of it, 1-2. And now Duffy's got to fight for his life.
One and 2 to Duffy.
Tried to backdoor slider, looked almost more like a cutter. The break was flat. Not a lot of tilt in that break, and he did not miss by much.
And a base hit to left field, and Posey's coming up.
Kershaw shook off to get to the curveball. He threw it, had a little height to it, and that's all Duffy needed. And Posey's going to hit, and the Giants are clinging to life.
Posey's got 2 hits tonight against Kershaw.
The breaking ball, a little bit of hang. And Posey and Duffy rakes it right through the left side of the infield. Great 2-strike at bat.
So here's Buster Posey. Foul down the right field line and out of play.
He was late.
Kershaw's getting a little bit more. That was 95.
As hard as he's throwing all night long. This at bat is personal. Slider inside corner at the belt.
I think he wants to stay into Buster.
Generous strike.
0-2.
Again, coming at him with a fastball at 95.
One and 2. On the ground, foul.
91-mile-an-hour slider down below the zone. Did well just to get a piece of that one. He's supposed to look tired after 125 pitches. I'm not seeing it.
One and 2 to Buster Posey, the tying run at first. 2-2.
Again, the slider in the dirt, and again he lays off. And those are not easy takes either.
Two and 2 with Duffy being held on by Gonzalez.
Dodgers are playing doubles defense in the outfield. They're backed up.
2-2 to Posey. And a base hit up the middle.
Another great 2-strike at bat.
Wow.
And now it's decision time for Mattingly and Rick Honeycutt.
Let me ask you something. You think this team fights?
Oh. The series has been all about.
They will fight you to the bitter end.
So Mattingly tells his infielders to go out and have a meeting with Kershaw, and he's going to think about it. Honeycutt knows they're ready in the bullpen.
This is not going to be a popular decision, by the way.
So there will be a meeting on the mound, and it's brought to you by Ring Central, business communications made simple.
Bird is 0 for 3, but he has pretty good history lifetime against Kershaw.
almost hit one out of here earlier in the 5th. Took a fly ball right to the wall in left field.
So here's Bird. That foul, no balls and 1 strike.
Coming right out of bed with a slider at 89.
He's thrown Bird, I'll bet 10 of those.
And they've all been at the knees or lower. The one pitch he got up was a hanging curveball that laid out right over the plate at the letters, and that's the one he took to the wall. The rest of the night it's been down.
Foul back. And it's now another to 2. Well, this is where Duffy was. This is where Posey was. So we'll see what happens. Not the greatest spot to be in when you've got all the tools that Kershaw's got. But Bird's got a strike left.
Bird going to step out, not going to let Kershaw freeze him. Start anew.
Oh, 2 to Bird.
Just low with 95. And again, an impressive take, not easy. He's in the protect mode. And that's not that easy a pitch to take.
One and 2 to Bird.
Slider down the dirt. Nice block by Grandal. Dodgers do not want to give up 90 feet and move both runners up into scoring position by way of a wild pitch. That's a big play.
The next pitch will tie his career high. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Marlon Bird.
Decision tonight. Player of the game brought to you by Honda. Clayton Kershaw with a brilliant, complete game. 6-hitter with 15 strikeouts. Clayton Kershaw, player of the game, brought to you by Honda. Wow.
So the Giants played 3 very tough games here at Dodger Stadium, and they lose 3 one-run games here at Dodger Stadium. And they played tough, Mike, but they just came up short in every game.
Yeah, we talked about the one-run games and what it was going to be like coming into this 3-game series. That's exactly what it was. Great drama, great baseball, and unfortunately for the Giants, none of it went their way. So you lick your wounds, get on a plane, and head to Denver.
Final score, Dodgers 2, Giants 1. Stay tuned. Eastern's Giants postgame live starts right after these messages.